Hello, friends, and welcome back to the show. Here we go. Boy, I really would like to finish this week. This series is long. It's long. I've never done anything at this scale on the channel before, and I'm not sure that I will again, because it seems like the series is very long. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Write it in the comments. Is this too long? Or is this a good length for you? Do you want it to be, almost 30 episodes or more, depending on how much I get done this week? All right, so hey, we got all our shadows in, we got all our inks done, we got the background to a place that's pretty cool. I'm gonna lay highlights in today, and then we're gonna start thinking about just exactly how true to source material we want the colors to be. I have a couple of thoughts on that. One of them is to do it, really, honestly, like extremely stylized and do like, orange in the background, teal in the foreground, let the light and shadow kind of carry, the depth and character of the image. The other thing would be to do, actual true to the anime coloring on the characters, which is probably the least likely thing to happen. And then the third would be somewhere in the middle where we kind of have maybe, an overlaid layer of true colors that is faded into the teal a bit, or whatever color that foreground ends up being. To suggest kind of the true to anime colors, we'll figure it out as we go. But I am going to lay in highlights today because that's definitely something that's going to happen is highlights and lighting. So that is probably the first thing that we're going to do and take care of, and then we'll go from there. All right, cool. So what I'm going to do to accomplish this... There might be a second layer of shadow too, but we'll leave that for last, because that's probably the least important thing. I'm actually going to do a black layer that is colored white, in case I decide I want to do a different color for the highlights. It's possible. Start with things in the foreground, and go from there. That's the wrong tool. I've got some fun comics videos that I want to do soon. I'm working on a lot of projects right now, and I'm feeling very disconnected from kind of the community as a whole at the moment, just because I'm working on so many things at once. Hey, Leaded Pulp's out now. Go ahead and grab yourself a subscription to that. That's one thing that I have finished and put out there. But I have so many things right now that are in the planning stages, and it's like I can't really talk much about it because there's not a whole lot to talk about. But I do have two projects that I can start talking about soon, and they'll show up on the channel. I'm hoping to have some time to record them this week. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of some of the concept stuff that I've done for those. And maybe get you kind of excited to get back on those. Circuit Champ is one that's going to be coming to Kickstarter very soon. I don't know if you've read any of Circuit Champ. I would recommend that you check it out if you haven't. It is on Global Comics for free, the first chapter. And that's a really fun comic. Kind of manga style. It's kind of interesting. I still say, unless I'm actively like trying to remember to say it correctly, I still say manga instead of manga. And I wonder if that's because I'm a New Englander and I talk like that, or if that's just like an Americanization thing in general. The A-N-G, the ang. Because I am trying to learn Japanese. I am learning Japanese. Let's do some positive self-talk. And one of the things I have learned about Japanese is there are a lot of English loaner words in Japanese. But I have seen stuff from some of the various vlogs, etc., that I've been watching as supporting material, that when you know, the way that Japanese handles loaner words is they have a whole alphabet for it called katakana, and that just using those characters denotes that the word in play is being borrowed from another language, and just because of the way that Japanese syllables are constructed and put together in words, they take English words or words from other languages, but English is the ones that I recognize, and they, they make them, they craft them into Japanese, like how that word would be presented were it a word from Japanese. And the example that I think is funny, because it's one that I guessed, is we were talking about fruits and vegetables and various foodstuffs, and somebody asked me if I knew what the Japanese word for pineapple was, and I said I don't, but I will be willing to bet you $20 that it is pineapple, and it was. And it's really like they take their phonetic building blocks and use them to reconstruct the English word as closely as they can. So it is essentially an English word, but it's just sounded out as though it were a Japanese word. And I think to myself, when I say the word manga, is that not kind of like a similar, something that happens in the other direction, where the proper pronunciation would be manga, and if it's spelled out like that in hiragana, which is the alphabet that gets used for actual, real Japanese words, we'll call it that. Or I don't actually know what the kanji would be for manga, but that doesn't matter. It's got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. But taking that word, a Japanese word, and bringing it over into English, we spell it out with English letters, and that's just kind of the way that people read it naturally, because that's what those letters would usually sound like if we were spoken by an English speaker. All of this to say, do we really need to come down on people for saying manga instead of manga? Is it that big a deal? Or is it just kind of like the naturalized way that an English speaker would say that word? I don't know. It's just kind of an interesting thing to think about as you're learning new languages. Did I start the timer? I sure didn't. Someday, I will figure out just exactly how to put all of my process pieces in order. Boy, the other reason I really want to finish this series is I really want to go back to paneling. I'd really like to do another episode of that. And I'd like to start doing some shorter fan art things. Getting more art out into the world. Because right now, I'm telling you, I'm feeling disconnected. And it's got a lot to do with my output. I've just been working on so many long-term projects that it feels like the world must think that I'm doing nothing. I suppose that could be a symptom of like an imposter syndrome or something like that. I don't know. That is one of the great things about doing videos, even when I'm working on something that's taking forever to finish, like this. You can at least still join me and engage with me on what I'm working on. was all funky. I am working with a new setup. You may have noticed. I have a swivel arm stand now. And I'm trying to dial in exactly what the best, most ergonomic posture for me to sit with this is. I feel like I have not found it, because I'm starting to experience a great deal of back pain. Just like not what I want to deal with. And I do sit cross-legged all the time. And I do not have my feet on the floor. There we go. Ergonomics is really important if you want to keep doing this kind of crap long term. We'll get it figured out. Boy, let's see. I've been working on this thing for so long that I've run out of things to say about Dungeon Meshi. That's another one of the problems with having a series go on this long. Is like the whole point of this was to kind of appreciate the anime as I was doing the drawing. I've been finished with the anime for several weeks now, and yet the soul still burns. My general fan art issue is that it tends to be the things that I really like and enjoy long term are not always the things that have that same staying power in popular culture. Thinking about Soul Calibur right now. I don't think anybody really cares all that much about Soul Calibur. If you care about Soul Calibur, let me know. I would love to do some Soul Calibur art again. Maybe I should take my own advice and not really give a crap what's popular and just draw the things that I love and appreciate. That's the eternal struggle of artists, right? Because you want to strike a balance between what people want to see and what you want to do. Now, the Dungeon Meshi thing is like, that's living the dream right there. Something that I love that is also really popular. But the content cycle is fast and cruel. People don't even know what a Meshi is anymore. It's been like a month. So I guess that's kind of an important thing to always remember is like, art takes a long time. Especially big art. Especially when you record it for video. That's kind of funny, actually, is that, like... I don't know if you watched my all talk, no draw. No, that's not it. All draw, no talk on the Conan the Barbarian poster, which is something that was similar in size and scope to this. And that took me, like, 5 hours, 45 minutes to do that whole thing. And this is obviously, I think, taken longer. Maybe not. I don't know. I'd be interested. I know it's taken longer in terms of like weeks and time scale, because that Conan poster I did, I can't remember if I did it all in one sitting or if I did it over the course of 2 days, but it was quick, right? Whereas this I've been enjoying taking my time with it. But I record the videos for the week, and then I put it back in the drawer, and I don't look at it again until it's time to record the videos again. And I'm not really sure that that work style suits me. I think that maybe I should have like a day where I just sit down and record for like an entire day and get down however much. Still figuring this thing out, right? Open to suggestions. Those of you out there maybe have got your own secrets to success. Or even just like, tell me what you want to see, right? Because I am interested in producing pleasing content. I gotta stop saying the word content. I think I've talked about him on the show before, but Polish cartoonist Łukasz Kowalczyk, who is proud to call a friend and cartoonist who I very much admire. He hates the word content a lot. And kind of rightfully so. It's a BS corporate speak word. That's corpo speak is like, it's become ingrained in us. Even if you don't work like a corporate job, you pick that crap up and leaches its way into our vocabulary. Sucks the soul out of life. Talking about languages, it's like, you know, there's a lot of that's the ultimate goal of language, is to be understood, right? But I don't know, at what cost with some of this stuff. I don't know, when you talk about things with genuine passion and interest, I think that maybe it doesn't matter so much what words you're using. Because we can sense the energy of it, right? And if somebody's a corporate shill, you can tell. This is pretty cool. It's looking good. All right, hey. That's it for today. Come back tomorrow. Based on how fast this is working, I don't know that we're going to actually finish the whole thing this week. But hey, we're going to do our best, as always. So stick around for the plug, and I will see you next time. Thank you for joining me. Hey, thanks for watching today's video. If you liked what you saw, like, comment, subscribe. If you're learning to draw, you know somebody else who's learning to draw and might get something out of this, maybe suggest the video to a friend. That always helps me out a lot. Hey, if you're looking to contribute financially to this whole situation, check out my Ko-fi page or my Substack, link them in the script. I got a free newsletter on the Substack that you can follow to catch up with anything that I might be doing, including videos, comics, illustrations, etc. There's also going to be membership tiers where you can get access to exclusive video series like Drawing Through Dragon Ball, or to my Leaded Pulp comic magazine, which is coming out for its first issue in July. So hey, check out these things, and I'll see you next time.